There we go. Let's get our Facebook folks in here and we can start the show. Talking some Broncos. Sitting there having an issue with one of them. Okay, I might have to leave Scott to do that. Please select an orientation for this destination. Can't do that anymore, Scott. I don't know what's going on. Sorry, Scott. I'm trying to do it while being live for the first time. That's how it goes. I'm sure it's easy to do, but too much scrolling around while trying to host a show. Welcome in. Facebook will be here in just a moment. I'm sure I'll have it up and running tomorrow. I'll have to for tomorrow morning, but it is Building the Broncos, a Tuesday night. I am Nick Kendell, joined by Carl Dumler. Carl, it's good to see you. I tempted you last week to drive out and join me for the Raiders game. Maybe best for not, since you didn't. That was an ugly game, but a win is a win. They're hard to come by, so I mean, you take them as you can get them. But it's good to see you, even though I feel like a slightly spurned or jolted lover since you turned me away for your kids. I mean, come on.
I know. I got to get my priorities right here. That halftime show, though, that did look entertaining.
It was amazing. It really was awesome.
So I'm sad that I missed that, and I mean it was still a Broncos win, and maybe it wasn't the most boring primetime game of the week.
Yeah,
I guess you could maybe say. So we'll have to see how that goes, but no, finally made it to Chiefs week. Very excited about that. I went to a school event just right before I came here, and living in Kansas, I had multiple Chiefs fans walking by. You ready to be upset on Sunday? You ready to cry? I'm like, we'll see.
Yeah.
So I'm taking down names so that I can chase these people down on Monday and say, we'll see how that went. You know, hopefully that's the case, that I get to chase them down and have a big smile on my face.
What puts a big smile on my face is Papa Bear coming in here. David Mickelrath saying, good evening, Broncos country, 13-4. I mean, Denver has to play the same they played in the first half to get to that 13-4 mark. We're already actually one win closer to that at the 8-win mark already. So possible. I'll tell you what, this is a ships in the night kind of game, or the fork in the road kind of game for the Broncos. You beat the Chiefs at home, world is your oyster. And granted, it's not a must win by any means, but if you win this one, you should be feeling pretty good. So good to see you, Papa Bear. Hope you're doing well. Happy Tuesday night to you. Also, Scott in our private chat. I did see Scott this weekend. Him and met his son, Sean. So we had a very delicious breakfast. He was out here in the Denver, Colorado area checking out some things. So good to see Scott as well. Of course, we'll talk more about that tomorrow. I don't want to make you too jealous, Carl. Could have been all three of us, but no, it's a family stuff, whatever. Now, Chase Wellner coming in here. Good to see you. Appreciate you, Chase. Bummer on the injury. Could be talking about Alex Singleton. I think you're probably obviously talking about J.K. Dobbins here, but we got news to get to on that. Or Reed, special teams linebacker, ending up on IR with a hamstring injury. It says J.K. Conversation about J.K. because this was an awkward tackle. He's talking about the hip drop. I feel like it's hard to call in real time. Maybe it's something that did they find the guy who did it? I'm not sure.
They did.
But they did.
Yeah.
I think it would take some time. Like I didn't even, granted I was at the game and I had some adult beverages and I was sitting up pretty high, but I didn't even notice it when it happened. But yeah, that's a real bummer. And right now, I mean, we have at concrete is that he has a foot, lower body ankle injury, and Chris Thomason. I wish I could get the name right. Denver, him and Mike Close are like the best two, probably insiders. He said the Broncos are weighing IR, short-term IR for Dobbins. So he's not playing versus the Chiefs. I think he's not playing versus the Chiefs.
I think that's pretty obvious. I mean, they're weighing, is this going to be a 3-week injury and we can bring him back, or is this 4 weeks? We might as well go ahead and put him on IR. And really, it's 5 weeks if you're going to do IR, since the bye week doesn't count.
Yep.
So, I mean, it was a good sign they didn't put him on IR today. There's going to be a couple other hurdles. Saturday is going to be the big one. If he's not on IR by Saturday, probably means he's not going on IR. Probably means that they feel like he could be back in the next couple weeks. And it just thinks that this is the game. You know, of all the games for him to miss, it's this one. Same thing with, I don't know about PS2 yet. We'll have to see on Surtain. I'm guessing he's going to miss this game.
I would assume.
And of course, then got some other injuries, like you said, that have come up. A couple other guys possibly going on IR. And it's sad to see. I wish we could be at full strength, but at this point in the season, nobody's at full strength.
No, they're not. Appreciate everyone coming in. Good to see you, Chase. Click the thumbs up on the way in. Like, subscribe, share, become a member, or drop a super chat like Denver Luke said. A good game on the Oregon-Iowa game. Nick, go Ducks. Yeah, that was a rock fight, man. It was an ugly game. I wish it was a little colder and windier, even just for the aesthetics. I love the aesthetics of a snow game, especially sitting at home underneath my blanket with my dog next to me. That's always the best. But yeah, that was a good game, and hopefully you guys go on and do some stuff in the playoffs as well. We'll see what happens. Iowa's season for playoffs is done, but that's okay. It is definitely a bummer at the time. Just Denver's gotten the opposite of the late game luck that the Broncos have. Luck sounds like if they didn't deserve it, but it's just like the fortune, where it chips might fall. So appreciate you coming in with the super chat, Denver Luke. And yeah, Iowa was a home underdog, and the Broncos are a home underdog coming up here. 4 points right now as well. So if you're curious about maybe getting in, or excuse me, no, we got the wrong one there. This is going to be a close, could be a close shave for the Broncos this weekend. Denver's had a lot of close shaves this weekend. See, I saved it.
There you go. Talking about shaving. If you're still figuring out gifts, House of Atlas is a no-brainer. Perfect for your brother, your roommate, or even yourself when someone asks what you want and you don't feel like thinking. Their grooming kits make it simple to clean up, and they actually look as good on the counter as they feel in your hand. The razor's weighted handle and precision trim edge make it effortless to get a smooth, clean shave every time. Something most razors just don't do. And the best part? You can grab them at Target stores nationwide or online at target.com, so you don't have to overthink it.
That's right, guys. Atlas is redefining men's grooming with premium tools and products designed to look good, feel good, and actually perform. I love the razors because they feel solid in your hand. It's not flimsy like a disposable razor, and the precision trim edge makes dealing under the nose, sideburns, and edges simple and precise. I'll share too much here. I don't know how good the camera is, but sometimes I got to clean between the eyebrows here as well. So that precision edge is very, very handy. Beyond the shave, the shaving cream and aftershave elevate the routine with their refreshing and subtle signature scent, making grooming feel more like self-care than a chore.
So don't stress over last-minute gifts or settle for shaving products that don't deliver. This holiday season, give yourself or someone on your list the upgrade they deserve with a House of Atlas. Grab it at Target stores nationwide or online at target.com.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We got Nick Henson coming in. Going to be a long show tonight. I don't know about long, but we do got a lot to get to. Michael Ronquillo coming in, or maybe he meant long because of the vertical integrated. He's on his phone, so maybe that's what it is. Michael Ronquillo, good evening. Nick and Carl and Bill and the Broncos are guy. Mike Thompson says, I'm not going to be too active, but Denver 27-20. Well, that's active enough. Thank you for the comment. Appreciate you. Like the good vibes as well. Ernie Mays, go Broncos country only. We got Sentinel Supreme, a member, of course, rocking out with us here. Appreciate you, SS. Says, evening, gents. Happy Tuesday. It's Kansas City week. 3 words, beat the Chiefs. I'll add 4 words, beat the bleeping Chiefs. This is our Super Bowl. I hope it's not our Super Bowl, but it's a big game. We beat them. I don't know how we missed the playoffs, and I don't know if Kansas City makes the playoffs. Yeah, I think Kansas City will still probably make the playoffs regardless of this outcome. The Jags are kind of, I don't know, I don't buy the Jags at all. I don't buy the Steelers at all. I think somehow the Ravens and the Chiefs do work their way in, but God, it would be nice to put your foot on their throat for the AFC West in this game. I think I saw from, I don't remember who it was. It was probably FTN, but the Denver's chance to win the division go up to like 80% if they win this game, and the Chiefs actually are the favorite if they win the division, if they win this game. So it's a huge game. And Sean Payton, as soon as they lost that Bills game, he's like, next year we got to have a home playoff game. Even if they're the second best team in the AFC, if you don't finish first in your division, you're not hosting you're not hosting a first round playoff game. So yeah, you have to beat the Chiefs if your goal is to have a home playoff game.
Yeah, and the players have talked about this. If you're going to be the top of the division, you have to beat the teams that have been at the top of the division, and especially defend your home field. And this is that opportunity. Broncos have been one of the best teams at home. I think they have the longest home winning streak in the NFL right now, and so hopefully that crowd getting rowdy out there in Denver and making life very, very difficult for Mahomes, getting calls in and then that pass rush, I had a Chiefs fan today. He was talking about that. If he goes, oh man, I can't wait till we beat up Bo Nix. I'm like, I don't think that's the quarterback that's getting beat up in this game. Chiefs don't have a great pass rush. Broncos do. And we'll have to see who their tackles are going to be. We don't know right now because of injuries and possibly coming back from, all that kind of stuff. But we got ex-MKT Medhead saying building the Broncos.
He's off there. He's making fun of Boss Man making the stream at the top. It's building the Bronxo.
Oh,
So I saw it up there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I do that all the time in the morning shows, so I can't give Chad too much of a hard time. If I get the score right sometimes before I've had the coffee coursing through my veins, that's a win for me. Roy, good to see Roy, one of our guys. Good evening. To be honest with you, Mr. JK, I think we are in trouble. In trouble Sunday. Yep, there it is. Mike, I'll say this is not our Super Bowl. Yeah, not our Super Bowl. You lose this game, it's not a must-win, but if your goal is winning the AFC West, you need to win this game. You need to win. Joey Grubbs, great to see you. And T. Martin says, is PS2 playing? Went through it. Injury news. We'll get an official injury report tomorrow for Wednesday, since we're kind of doing that. But Kareem Reed, depth linebacker, special teams linebacker, he goes on IR with a hamstring, so he'll be missing 5 weeks. Alex Singleton, I don't know if he was officially placed on IR yet, but we haven't even talked about it yet. Announced testicular cancer. Shout out to the random drug test of the NFL. Yeah. One of his hormone levels was off, and he knew he wasn't taking anything. So played that game against the Texans, and then did a lot of testing and found out what it was. Played the game Thursday night, and then Friday morning had surgery. Also, it sounds like because of the Walton Penner Group and Broncos ownership, they did everything like super duper quick, efficient. The surgery wasn't invasive because of how much like testing and imaging they could do with it's above a step above state of the art. So shout out to them as well, using that money for some good stuff here for Alex Singleton. And shout out to Alex Singleton also, because playing through that is insane. God, the toughness and just, they're insane people. All the football players are insane to go out there and do that, but to do that is incredible. And then to share the news and the journey that he's on now with everybody, he didn't have to do that. And his reasoning of if it can get one more person to, do cancer screening, very important. Make sure you guys are doing your checkups, going to your doctor's appointments, scheduling that stuff. But if it can save one person, it's worth it. So shout out to him all around. We've been tough on him this season, right? He really struggled out of the gate, but there's no doubt about the toughness and character of that guy and the green dot wearer for the Broncos defense. So just beyond football, we're all thinking and pulling for you. And it does sound like it's best case scenario for everything. So that's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. He should be back this season, which is crazy to think about. And you're right. The fact that he played in that game on Thursday, didn't tell his teammates, didn't let it stop him from, I think he played every single defensive snap in that game. And you think about, I think about the interception where he was the guy directing, hey, get over here, come over here, and laying an incredible block to spring him for a few more yards. Just all around, you can see why players voted him to be a team captain. Might not be the best player, but actual guy in the locker room, he's an A+ in that category for the Broncos. And the Broncos will miss him. Like I said, that green dot part where he's one getting the call, he's one getting everybody in the right position. I've been one that I've been excited about the idea of Sternad and Greenlaw being on the field together, but I am worried about some miscommunications in this game.
Especially with the Chiefs.
And yeah, especially against the Chiefs, who are coming off a bye. They usually have a couple wrinkles that you don't usually see that they haven't shown so far this year. So he'll be missed, but I'm sure he'll be on that sideline trying to get guys pumped up, ready to go. And just the attitude that he has, like I said, he was willing to go share this, had a good attitude about the whole thing, just was a very thankful person through the whole process. And so wish him well. And same thing with J.K. Dobbins. We're assuming, like I said, that he's going to miss this game. We don't know 100% sure. Maybe we'll get a big surprise and things will be okay. Please let that be the case, because he is such a big part of this offense. But right now it is kind of looking like it's going to be the RJ Harvey show. And
could be the Tyler Bidet show.
It could be that too. Or McLaughlin getting some heat. Yeah. They're going to have to mix it up. And this is going to be a really, really big game for a lot of first and second year players. They're going to have to step up of Bo Nix. Can't play like you did against the Raiders and win this game. Yeah, Skycox. Well, yeah, that's not happening for one, but
I mean, you never know. We'll play the game and we'll see how it plays out. But
yeah,
things
yeah,
are crazy.
come back next week and let's see if you still have that same fire about you. But
Yeah.
no, RJ Harvey again. It's going to be a really fun to see what he can do, getting more carries and maybe he gets a little bit of rhythm and can actually not just be trying to go 100 miles an hour every single play.
Yeah.
That's one of the great things about J.K. Dobbins is he is one of the most patient runners we've had in a long time. And Cody W coming in saying with J.K. possibly out, Harvey is still a better back than what we had last year, and we played darn good against them last year. Harvey, he's such a hard player to figure out because it's a lot of 1 yard gain, 1 yard gain, 50-yard gain. And so, I mean, he's definitely the home run hitter. And then you talk about his ability as a receiver. That's a huge weapon to have for the Broncos for sure. I just wish we could see a little bit more consistent trust to go pick up the yards that it's blocked for. Go pick up 4 or 5 yards and be okay with it. Live for the next play. You don't have to have every single play be a 50-yard gain. There's just times where I feel like he's in such a hurry just to go make a big play that he misses the obvious, get north, south, and just go pick up the yards.
Yeah, I mean, he is explosive, but it hasn't really manifested itself as much as a runner. I know he had that big run against the Titans, but his explosive rush rate is not very good. I think out of running backs with 25 carries, he's 51st in that ranking. And unfortunately, he's one of the least efficient rushers of the football in the entire football league so far. Out of rushers with at least 50 carries on the year, he has the second worst success rate down to down. So he's not manifested himself as a between the tackles runner yet, and he hasn't been able to grind out yards. Like a lot of time, I don't know if you watched the game last night, it was ugly, but like Josh Jacobs, he's hit at gaining 2 yards and he rumbles forward for another 3 or 4. You're not getting that with Harvey. You're just not. And that's not always Harvey's fault. I mean, like Broncos are not really good at blocking at tight end. Franklin and Mims not very good blockers either. Sutton's honestly been a little bit disappointing there this season as well. So it's not all on that, but where Harvey's really become exceptional has been in the pass game. Hopefully you can add a little bit of a wrinkle. It doesn't even have to be a runner. It needs pass blocking would be great as well if we get that from Harvey. If either of those two areas, because he's become a much more useful piece, but he's useful now. Don't get me wrong. He'd be a much more impactful player, but yeah, we'll see what the Broncos do with this one. It could be, honestly, it could be McLaughlin out there for the early down stuff because he's out of all three of the backs has a little bit more track record of the early down between the tackles running, a little bit more vision and pacing. But we'll see. It's going to be an interesting one. I know a lot of people will probably call for the Broncos to run Bo Nix more. I'm starting to get to the point where I think Bo Nix has an injury because I'm looking for anything to how poorly he's played the last couple games. And when he's run, he's been dynamic, but you don't want to make him run if he's hurt. So I'm almost wondering if there's something there that we don't know fully with him right now. So we haven't seen it so far. Maybe we'll see it this week. I don't know, but I wouldn't bet on it by any means. So yeah, Broncos, they're gonna have a hard time replacing J.K. Dobbins. The Broncos' run game with J.K. Dobbins is honestly the only thing they do well down to down on offense right now is J.K. Dobbins running, other than the pass protection. We'll give them credit too.
All right, we got Phil coming in saying, "Good evening, Nick, Carl, and Deacon Scott. Is this the game Harvey throws a touchdown to Bo? That would be better than the Sutton trick play. #Buckham. I'm hoping there's not too many trick plays unless we're down and we just need something big to happen. Then maybe you attempt something like that. Harvey throwing a touchdown. I do think that's probably going to be attempted at some point this year.
Philly special.
He's had the direct snap a few times this year. And honestly, I think that's been those have been some of the more successful runs in short yardage situations is when he has the direct snap, because then he's kind of got a little bit more vision of where he's going. And there's not hey, this is the hole you're going. It's more, you can go two-way if you need to. And then, throwing in that wrinkle of him being able to throw a touchdown pass could be a fun little wrinkle if you really need it. I'm not sure if the Chiefs are the team to do that against. They're a very disciplined team. They don't usually fall for that kind of stuff, but you haven't done it all year. Maybe this is the game that you bring out a few of those kind of things just to go get the win. And I don't think the Broncos need to do it to win. Really, most of the games, the Broncos, they should have won big in a lot of these games. They destroy themselves. The stupid penalties that stop some of the good drives that they've had going. Some of the play calls, I mean, I'm not going to say Sean Payton is completely innocent in this. The 3rd and 1 when your run game is actually working, and then you throw in the trick play to Sutton. Yeah, not a great sequence of plays there. And then
Also
Bo Nix missing guys.
Not a good indicator of faith in your offense.
Yeah. And yeah, Bo Nix has missed a lot of open guys, receivers with their drops. I mean, there's just been so many things that you look at and you say, okay, you guys have destroyed yourself more so than the other team actually beating you. There's only been like a couple games this year where I felt like the other team really outplayed the Broncos. The Colts game, I would say even like the Houston game, I felt like they maybe outplayed us a little bit. But
that's
the defense kept
it broke even. That was one that could have gone
yeah.
either way.
Yeah.
Maybe the Eagles game too. Like that was one that could have gone either way.
Yeah. Those were the only games. I mean, I guess you could say the Giants game because of the 33-point comeback, but at the same time, like you could tell there was something getting ready to break for them. Yeah. And there's just magic in that day anyway, because we were there.
Yeah.
But really, like I said, most games, the Broncos have outplayed their opponent. They've won in the trenches big time on both sides of the ball. And hopefully this is another one of those games where they should win in the trenches. Chiefs are not great on the defensive line. Chris Jones is good. Don't get me wrong. But I don't think he's playing at the level that he has these last few years. Karlaftis is okay, but I wouldn't call him a game changer by any means. And so I do think the Broncos can get something going with their offensive line. Bo should have time to throw the ball. It's just a matter of hopefully he doesn't get tripped up by some of the scheme that you're going to see Spagnuolo bring to the table.
That's the issue. The Chiefs run the most cover zero of any team in football, and they will bring the heat. Now, Bo Nix does get rid of the ball quickly, but can you do that accurately, and can you read it pre-snap? They run cover zero 9% of the time. I don't think anybody else runs it more than 6% of the time. So they're sending 6-7 guys fairly often. It's pretty incredible. And their linebackers and their pass edge, not dominant, they don't really have bend speed guys. They got some power at linebacker with those rushers too. Like Leo Chanel can bring the frickin' boom. He's probably one of the strongest linebackers in all of football. So again, it's going to be, luckily you have some quick options in the backfield that, I mean, you call that and you get the right pass, the right play at the right time. It could be 6. But Spagnuolo has to manufacture pressure. We'll see what they do. I mean, if I was the Chiefs, I would not blitz because right now it feels like Bo Nix is seeing ghosts a little bit, right? And like he's bailing on pockets when he doesn't need to anyways, even when there's not pressure. So like, why allocate bodies to it? I'd be dropping guys into zone. Now I would be like playing games with him, like linebackers coming, edge rusher dropping into the flat kind of thing, like who's coming, who's going. I'll be doing that, but I would only rush 4 pretty often in this one. And I'd mostly play zone coverage because while Bo Nix has been pretty good against man this season, the Broncos pass offense, not just Bo Nix, but they've really struggled against zone. So that's what I would do if I was Spags. You can still be creative and aggressive with your pressure without actually sending 6 guys. But we'll see. Maybe they'll just do what they've done this season. But you're right. I do want to say hello to some more people in here. Carl, sorry to cut you off. Flying Anger Pig. Let's release the beast, Jaleel McLaughlin. I mean, seems like a game like McLaughlin goes off and everybody's like, oh, where was he the whole time? I don't know. We'll see. Michael Davis, Chiefs without Pacheco. We both lost our battering hammer.
Ram.
I think that's the word. Yeah, ram. Yeah,
battering ram. Yeah.
Ram. Yeah. Whatever D&D word it is. Now I watch enough Lord of the Rings. I should know what it is. That's helpful for Denver for sure. I mean, I'll be curious. Honestly, we're talking about the Chiefs defense versus Broncos offense, but Broncos defense versus Chiefs offense. I'm really curious to see what the Chiefs try to do in this game. What they force him with Rashee Rice out there and the speed options they have in Travis Kelce. They're built to be finesse, but man, you are messing with fire if you are having Patrick Mahomes throw the ball 50 times because the Broncos are literally hurting quarterbacks so far this season.
Yeah, I think opposing teams are something like 1-9 after playing the Broncos. And the only team that has a victory is the Colts playing the Titans.
I was going to say the Colts. Yep.
And so
actually, that's not true anymore because the Texans came back to beat the Jags.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so now it's 2-8.
Yeah.
2-8. Okay, we'll give it that. But we got Flying Anger Pig coming back and saying, honestly, what has the Chiefs got out of the film the Broncos produced the last few games? What was this part of the plan? Hashtag I hope so. Hashtag Mims is back. Yes, that we did forget to mention that. Some injury good news is it sounds like Bandy has been cut from the 53-man roster, which is a really good sign that Mims is fully healthy, ready to go.
Yeah.
So we should have our returner back. At least can mostly trust that he's going to handle that part of the game for us and not make a huge mistake. And you're right. I mean, there's probably not a whole lot the Chiefs can watch other than, okay, this is how teams attacked, and Broncos struggled when they attacked this way. And I do hope the Broncos come with a few different wrinkles. I think the problem is the scheme has not always been the problem. Just because a play is not successful doesn't mean that the scheme was bad. It can very much be a players failed on the play of either a drop pass, guy missed a block, quarterback didn't read it right. You know, there's so many things that you can look at that you can say, okay, that was not good. I was listening to, I think it was an old player of Sean Payton's. And he talked about that every week, Sean Payton would have like 3 or 4 plays that he would just say, this is going to be a touchdown. I guarantee this play will be a touchdown. If we run it right, this will work. And the player's like, he was right. Most of those plays were the ones that we would go out there and score. And I think there's been a few of those this year where it's like, okay, yep, it got called just perfect at the right time. And then either an overthrow, guy missed their block, something happened that it destroyed what should have been a really, really good play for the Broncos.
Yeah. They got to execute, man. Hopefully, I think this is a very good coaching staff, and I think they've identified the right people. So I'm hoping there's a lot of self-scouting and internal improvement with the mini bye and the bye week coming up. That's just getting a little healthier, getting away from the facilities, and figuring out what works and what doesn't work and improving. So we'll see. That's a mark of a good team. Pearl Heater says hi with the nervous face here. Yeah, Alex Singleton, J.K. Dobbins. I mean, I'm happy we have Greenlaw here as well. I don't think Drew Sanders has been activated yet. I don't know what's going on with Sanders, but it does sound like Singleton is optimistic. He won't even go on IR with this, which is, I don't even know. Put me on IR for even considering having to do that. That's unbelievable. He's a dude. But that losing Dobbins is going to hurt. Denver doesn't have anybody like him to run between the tackles, and I don't think they can rely on Bo Nix throwing it 50 times. You don't want to do that, and you don't want him. I don't think you want him running. I think he's hurt, man. I don't know, but we'll see what the Broncos do. Figure it out. This is going to have to be a Sean Payton masterclass. It's going to have to be Bo Nix stepping up and throwing the ball better than he has for most of the season. I mean, that really, outside of obviously the 2 crazy fever dream quarters that were the fourth quarter against the Eagles and the Giants, he's only played 2 good games this year, 2 out of 10. We can excuse away and all that, but I mean, the results are the results. He's only really had 2 good games, and they were against 2 of the bottom 5 defenses in football. We've seen him play good. It was there last year. He has the ability. So it's on him and the players around him to figure it out and do better, and they're going to have to if Dobbins is out. Williams says, I'm very surprised it wasn't the Sunday night game. This wasn't a Sunday night game. Yeah, I am a little surprised too. It's honestly, the Sunday night game's pretty good from what I recall. I cannot recall remember who's playing right now on Sunday night, but it's the Monday night game that is like avert your eyes, hide the children. I think it's Cowboys Raiders. Like they should have flexed that one a long time ago. What's really a bummer is the Rams Seahawks are on at the same time as the Broncos Chiefs. That stinks. That's really unfortunate because that's probably the 2 best teams in football through the first half of the season. So we'll see what happens there. We got Kassam Fish Fry coming in here saying we're going to vertical format. Yeah, we do have some vertical format now as well. If you're watching on your phone, and I can see that you are. So let us know how you're liking it. Flying Anger Pig says maybe we throw more screens. Honestly, we might have to throw more screens if the run game isn't there.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
I know. And again, like you said, because we don't have that true between the tackles kind of guy, the three guys of Bidet, McLaughlin, and Harvey are all more get to the outside, use their athleticism to go make a play down the field kind of guys. Bidet has a little bit of ability, but we only saw it in the one game last year against Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
And so do you really want him taking over those snaps? Probably not. So you're right. It might be a little bit more of the horizontal, get it out on the edges, try to have those guys break a tackle, make a play kind of thing, and see if that can count as a little bit of a run game just to keep the Chiefs honest on that side of things. But
Scott got us to it's Lions Eagles Sunday night. That's a good game.
Yeah.
That they can keep that down
yeah,
there.
and I think
Monday. Horrible.
And I think the other part of it is the Broncos Chiefs game, the next one is on prime time. So usually they don't have both games be on prime time that you play of a divisional opponent.
Yeah.
If I remember right, they usually try not to have that happen just in case one of those teams is really bad. And so then you've got a couple bad games in that way. And I mean, Broncos going 10-7 last year, it was great. But I think people are still kind of in that. Can we trust the Broncos? Are they really that good? Are they really going to be a playoff team every year? Usually, if you want to get those constant primetime games, you've got to get 2-3 years of multiple success, trusted quarterback, coach in place, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And Hill comes in and says Broncos should be using Pat Bryant more than Troy Franklin. I mean, gosh, the Bo Nix to Troy Franklin pass might be one of the least efficient in the last decade of football without any sort of substantial sample size. It's unbelievable how off they are constantly. I mean, it's I don't know. It feels like the Joe Flacco. He's got to be down there somewhere. Just chuck it. And I don't know. Man, they'll hit at some point. I mean, they hit in the Buffalo game, right? But man, it's not a good connection right now.
Troy Franklin might be my most frustrating player on this roster right now, Guy. This last game, for example, the screen pass to him, he had two blockers out in front of him. Guy had it blocked up really well, and he just kind of ran into the defender. It was going to be a big play. Like that was set up really well. And for some reason, he just did not have the vision to stay inside. He tried to cut outside for some reason, and it just that play. And then
it's like when you're playing with your brother, and he doesn't really like younger brother doesn't know the controllers. And like, okay, I'm going to throw it to you. What the heck are you doing? Like just push the wrong button. He's jumping.
Pretty much.
Stop it. Push the wrong button.
And Franklin, I mean, there's talent there. You see it. I mean, this is a guy that's getting open on a pretty regular basis. But every single game, there's at least that one play that you look at and go, Franklin, what are you doing? It just destroys a drive. It's a drop. It's a fumble. It's not reading your blocks right. It's trying to do too much, something. And I know at some point this year, he's going to get an unsportsmanlike penalty. Because every big catch he has, he goes straight to the defender and gets in their face. And there's going to be a time that he takes it too far. Most of the time, his teammates have recognized that, and they go straight to him and pull him away as quick as they can. But there's going to be a play where he's going to do something stupid that way. And that's where, like I said, Franklin is talented, but consistency becomes such a big part of what it takes to be in the NFL. And if you can't be trusted on a play-by-play basis to go make the play you need to make, and a lot of these are drops that are pretty easy catches. I mean, some of them, there's a defender pretty close, but it's like it was put in the perfect spot, and he just can't hold on to it. So there's times I love Franklin. I mean, he had the touchdown this last game, but then there's those plays where I'm just going, man, you just destroyed what should have been a really good drive.
Yeah. Absolutely. I did want to, I don't know if we actually answered this, but what have the Chiefs got out of the last few games? Play zone against the Broncos. And you have a pretty good chance to stymie the Denver offense. Apple Kid comes in, $5, says, no, this is random. What do you think of the offense would look like with Brock Purdy? I'm not insinuating anything, just a thought. I mean, right now, Bo Nix is not really operating well in time. He's bailing quickly, and his footwork is erratic. So I would imagine you're probably, what is Denver right now offensively, like 18th in EPA? I think with how good the offensive line is, and again, it's frustrating watching the game live, but then you go back, it's like, Sean, there are guys you're designing open for the most part. Now, some of them are hard throws, like don't get me wrong, but not blocked well enough, not thrown well enough, not read, not caught. So I think you're probably talking about like a marginally improved offense. Like right now they're 18th. I'd imagine you'd probably jump them up to like 12th or 11th, which honestly with this defense is probably enough to do some stuff. And I'm not a Brock Purdy guy by any means, but right now Denver just needs somebody to operate and execute what's in front of them. But again, that's in a lot of thanks and strength because how good the offensive line is this season as well. I don't think Brock's a great quarterback personally.
And I don't think we can take away from what Bo Nix has been able to do in the fourth quarter for this team.
That's
you
true.
Know, where maybe, you're playing with more leads in a lot of those games because there's a little bit more consistent of an offense under Brock Purdy. But you also might not have as much trust in those last minute moments when you need a play that Brock Purdy is going to come up with it compared to what Bo Nix has been able to do. Bo Nix's legs have been a huge part of those fourth quarter comebacks. Brock Purdy can't do that.
He's a pretty good scrambler, though. I think he's been one of the better EPA scramblers in football over the last few seasons. Now, he's not as athletic, but he's got a little bit of jazz to him as a scrambler as well.
I'm not going to argue with you on that. I just Bo Nix, I think, is really one of the most underrated running quarterbacks in the NFL right now. He doesn't do it as often, and honestly, I don't mind that too much. Because, like I said, I'm looking at Jaden Daniels. Their season is toast because he can't stay healthy. J.J. McCarthy can't stay healthy. So I'm looking at those kind of guys going, there's talent, but we can't see it on a regular basis where Bo Nix is in there every single week. And it might not be the highest of highs like they have at times, but at the same time, one of your biggest qualities that you can have as a player is your availability. And Denver Luke coming and saying we need to wear the all blues against Kansas City.
Wouldn't that be announced by now?
I don't know. I don't know what is. I haven't seen anything on the uniforms yet.
The Midnight Blues or whatever they call them. I mean, I'm game. That's a classic matchup. I mean, sure, let's do it. That's I don't even know what other games that make sense for the Broncos. You got the Commanders on the road. You got maybe the Packers one. Wearing the blues against the Packers would be great because Super Bowl 32. Although I think the Broncos wore the white uniforms in that one, if I recall correctly. So I don't know. I'm game. The blues at some point. I'm definitely more team orange for the uniforms. I'm definitely team throwback over anything. But that'd be fun. That'd be fun as well. Battering ham. Yeah, thank you, MB. Like test prep. Everybody, I have my battle ham. I have to when you go in there. He's right behind me here. Summit. But yeah, man, this is going to be a pretty massive game, obviously, against the Chiefs. I do want to ask you though, would you consider this a must-win? I mean, I know I hate that for everything, but I don't know. You get the bye week after that. I do wonder though if you drop this one, you still got some games ahead of you, but this feels like such a crucial game for Denver.
I don't call it a must-win. I think I call it a statement win. Where if you win this, it like I said, it jumps us up to 82% for winning the division. And it really sets the rest of the league to go, okay, this is the real deal. Like, okay, maybe you caught the Eagles on a bad day. Maybe, people can try to justify some of those, but you go in and beat the Chiefs in a big game like this. I think it really makes the rest of the league go, okay, Broncos are real, true Super Bowl contenders. You lose this one, people are kind of like, well, you're pretty much what we thought you were. Maybe you snuck out a few wins that you shouldn't have won. And you'll get to the playoffs, but you're not going to be going to any kind of Super Bowl. So it's big in that way, like I said, of being able to make a statement. It hurts our playoff chances, but Broncos are, I think it's like a 90% chance right now that they make the playoffs with the record that they have. There's not many teams that go 8-2 and then miss the playoffs. And you look at their remaining schedule, Washington without Jaden Daniels. You got the Raiders again. Jaguars are, I don't know what the Jaguars are.
They were the Broncos 2 years ago when Denver was winning games with the unbelievable turnover luck. They had 9 more takeaways than anybody else through the first 5 games of the season. It's like, well, that's obviously going to regress. And once they do, what does it look like? It's happening. It's happening.
And Chargers with that offensive line, I think the Broncos stand a really good chance at home in that one to win that game. So like I said, I think even if you lose this one, there's still a really good chance you probably go 12-5 at worst. And that's a great season. But to really let the league know that you are a Super Bowl contender this year, it's to win this game.
Yeah, this is an important game. I wish I was as confident as you are about Denver winning all these other games, because they played down to their opponents so much this year. And when you do that, you add chance and chaos into the result. So, right. I mean, that Jets game, that Giants game, ball bounces the other way. Denver's got a loss there. And there's something to be said about winning, but I think some of the stuff of like figuring out how to win close games, I think that's a little bit more narrative driven than actual reality. Now, it's good to have the confidence, but you can see it flip very quickly in a season, year to year. I just think it's going to tend to regress to the median eventually, either way. So hopefully they can take care of business. And again, we were talking about it earlier. Denver played a lot of games in a row, 4 and a lot of travel. Now you got one game in 23 days. Rest up, self-scout, get back in there, final stretch. Not too many home games left after this. Kansas City one as well. I think 2 or 3. 3. So it's 3 and 3 left after the Kansas City game. So big stretch here coming up. I did want to get to Phil's comment here. It says, thanks to all the vets out there. God bless you all. Yeah, this is I should have started the show with this. I'm actually a little embarrassed that I didn't start the show, and want to wish everybody thank you for your service and happy Veterans Day out there, and really do appreciate you. I know that, I mean, gosh, politics are what they are today, but we have the ability to do a lot of that stuff because of the veterans and all the sacrifices that you people make. So, I mean, seriously, yeah, as he says here, God bless you all. Thank you all so much. Appreciate you. Yeah. Shiloh coming in says, good evening, fellas. Haven't made a live show in a while. Yeah, it has been a bit. Every once in a while I'll come across like a dog tweet or a Instagram reel that you like, oh, there's Shiloh with the dog stuff again. We're on the same algorithm for that. But he says, glad to catch y'all. Hello to everyone. Great to see you, Shiloh. Hope you're doing well. Hopefully it's not getting too cold up there in Minnesota just yet. So I know it can this time of year. For sure.
I saw Iowa had snow this last week.
Oh yeah. It was spitting some snow in the Oregon game as well. Colorado has like no snow right now. They're like freaking out. I think the ski resorts are in some trouble. It's like been one of the driest Octobers in like 50 years. My lips are feeling it, man. I just like Burt's Bees. This podcast brought to you by Burt's Bees all over Nick's lips. Patrick Wiltsey coming in here. This actually is brought by Lion Coffee. I messaged him Sunday in a panic, maybe Friday, saying like, dude, I am down to my last bag. SOS. And he said, I got you. So shout out to Patrick coming in, hanging out, helping us out. Yeah, Brad comes in. Happy Veterans Day. Thanks for the shout out on that, Brad, amplifying that message as well. So obviously all the injuries, big going on here, Carl. What would you say is obviously the biggest one is J.K. Dobbins, but like, how do the Broncos get around this J.K. Dobbins injury? Like, what would you imagine it playing out? How do you imagine it playing out?
I mean, it's going to be the offensive line taking another step up. They've been great, but they're going to have to block their what's off. It's going to be tight ends taking a step forward. It's going to be Cortland Sutton recognizing I've got to do a better job as a leader. Like I said, that self-scout stuff. And I'd say Pat Bryant, as somebody said earlier, get him on the field more. If you want to have a run game that could maybe be successful in this game, Pat Bryant needs to be on the field. And maybe you sacrifice a little bit in the receiving area compared to Franklin being on the field. But even Pat Bryant's been really pretty darn solid as a receiver. He's been getting open. It's just he hasn't been seen as much as he probably should be. And I think I'd be willing to sacrifice that to make sure that the run game could have that ability to get to the edge, because that's going to be such a big part for these running backs. If they can get to the edge and get a little bit of a crease, RJ Harvey, Bidet, all of them can really take it for a long carry. Brad coming in saying happy Veterans Day. Thank you guys for saying it. It means a lot to us vets. And Brad, thank you. I've got to give the tip of the hat to you there on that, for all your service and being out there. And I've been around it a little bit more since my wife joined the military. She's very clear. She's not a vet yet. So I'm like, but I can still recognize that you have made sacrifices in this moment. But no, I really do appreciate it, Brad, and thank you for being here tonight for with us. And but yeah, I think, like I said, being able to get to those edges, Pat Bryant can help with that. Cortland Sutton hopefully can do well as a blocker in this one. And I'm hoping the other big part of this is RJ Harvey. He has not had a game with a whole lot of carries. Maybe if you are getting him in the 15 to 18 carry mark, he doesn't feel as much pressure to have every play be a big play. Maybe you can have that conversation with them of, hey, pick up 4 or 5 yards. We're good with that. Like if we're at 2nd and 5, we feel a whole heck of a lot better than 2nd and 10 or 2nd and 9 about what we can do with this offense. And maybe he can get a little bit more understanding of this is the situation. Sometimes you just got to go get what you can get. And the big plays will come. Every once in a while, we'll just get there and see what can happen. I'd say the other big part, if you want your offense to get going, and I know this is going to be tough for Bo Nix, take away the deep shots. They're not working. They're not hitting. You can have a couple of them schemed up for the game, but it just seems like almost every drive killer at this point has been a 3rd and medium, and he's trying to hit a 50-yard play. And it's just not going to happen. And we have Joe Ham saying, since we're not going to have JK, I think we should call up Deuce Vaughn from the practice squad. He was one of my top draft prospects. What do you guys think? Please touch on this topic. So I'm being from Kansas. I know the Kansas boy. Deuce Vaughn he's got some big playability. Don't get me wrong. But there's a big difference between being able to do that at the college level and being able to do that at the NFL level.
Big 12 facing.
Yeah, exactly. And so I'm not saying that you can't call him up, but right now I would say my 3 running backs would be RJ Harvey, Tyler Bidet, and McLaughlin. I think those are the 3 trusted guys right now. Deuce Vaughn, I think he's more going to be, you keep him around, maybe next year can be a year where you can see if he can bring something to the offense that you don't have right now. But everything that I'd want to do with Deuce Vaughn, I'd rather do with RJ Harvey. I think he can do it at a better level. And I think he can have a better chance to actually break a tackle, turn it into a positive play.
I am always a skeptic at heart in the fact that, bounced around already. Dallas had some issues with the running game last season, couldn't crack much of anything. So he might have an opportunity for sure. I think right now, since McLaughlin has been inactive, just seems like the pecking order would quite obviously be McLaughlin first, but they've had the mini bye week and they've had some time to look at it too. So it might be a surprise. They're going to have a better idea internally because they have better eyes on what's going on in practice and obviously the film room and everything like that as well, going through the game plan. So we'll see. I mean, knock on wood, we're one injury away of him definitely being in the conversation. So God, hopefully that doesn't happen, but a very fun player at Kansas State. Sometimes doesn't translate as well, but he might get a shot. I mean, I'm pulling for him. He's a fun player. He's really fun at Kansas State for sure.
Yeah.
Even though don't really like Kleinman always coming after my Iowa recruits. But other than that, that's neither here nor there. But no, yeah, he was really fun at Kansas State, and maybe he'll get a shot. I think right now what you're missing is your down-to-down battering ram, and he doesn't bring that, the skill set wise, obviously. But you never know. So my big thing with this game, Carl, as we start to wrap it up here, end of the show, I don't know if Denver's going to win. I'm not ready to make a prediction yet. I'll probably end up picking Kansas City because they're the big bad wolf, and I don't want to. Did you see Jeepers Creepers ever?
Yeah.
Are you a horror film guy? When they run him over the
them.
car, when they run over the car, it's like, do you think he's dead? She said they're never dead, and she runs over like 4 or 5 times after that. That's where I am with Kansas City. Like until they're cold in the ground and burning in hell, I'm gonna fear them. And even then, like zombies are real. I don't know, no, but that's hopefully Denver can take care of it. I'll probably end up picking the Chiefs, but I'm not ready to do anything official. What I want Denver to come out of this game, though, everybody's hating on them. Denver's a good team. I don't think they're a bad team. I see people saying Denver's not a good team. Like they're top 10, top 6, maybe even higher if the offense starts playing better or penalties or special teams improve. Could be any of those. I'll be happy. But with the defense, they can hang with anybody. The offensive line, they can hang with anybody. But everybody's just digging on them. Patrick Mahomes, still the golden boy. The Chiefs, even though they're 5-4, number 1 Super Bowl odds. Everybody wants Denver to be the villain. I say screw it. Be the villain. I want you to beat the absolute hell out of Patrick Mahomes in this game. Aqib Talib in the Super Bowl, telling the teammates I'm going to get a personal foul on the first one. Somebody, I'm not saying Bountygate, but everybody, the media hates Sean Payton. The NFL doesn't like the Broncos. People are doing crap on them every chance they can get. I am what you made me. Go out there and embrace the villain, and I want them to absolutely physically harm within the legality of the game, but it's football.
Right.
I want them to be the bully, be the villain. And if you can do that and you play tough 4 quarters, you got a chance. But I want the Chiefs to be hanging, just bruised and battered if they win this game. I want them to feel like it's a loss, even if they get the dub.
Yeah, I think one thing that I hold on to for this game of why the Broncos stand a really good chance is one of the few defensive coordinators that has had success against Mahomes and Reed is Vance Joseph. The last 3 games, they've held them to 19 points, 16 points, and 9 points. And that's with Mahomes playing. That's not including the last game of the season last year where they're playing all their backups. That's Mahomes-led teams. Now, some of that is Broncos offense was not great, so they were being a little bit more conservative of, hey, let's not turn the ball over. If we get to 19 points, we're probably winning the game kind of thing for the Chiefs. Now,
I saw Keith mention, would you rather have 3 sacks from Benito or 3 touchdowns from Bo Nix?
3 touchdowns.
21 points? Are you kidding me?
That might be enough. Yeah, you go score 21 points, you might be winning this game. And I saw a comment earlier said something about like that as well, as what's the cutoff? Where's the point where the Broncos need? What's the point the Broncos needs to get to? And I'd say you've absolutely got to get to 20, probably 24, and I think you've got a really good chance. Chiefs are, I don't know, offensively, they're a tough team to sometimes figure out because you're right. They do have a lot of firepower, but sometimes their offensive line is not always great. Sometimes Mahomes gets a little bit too excited. Sometimes they're not the best at catching the ball, and you can actually get them to get a tip pass from Travis Kelce where he's trying to do a little too much on the field. And you just gotta be disciplined. You can't get too excited. You've got to keep your lanes, especially against Patrick Mahomes, not giving him an opportunity to get out of the pocket and extend a play. That's where he's most dangerous. And you're right. You've got to put in a few hits. Patrick Mahomes is probably the most frustrating quarterback in the NFL for me because he does that stupid crap where he's getting ready to run out of bounds. And then all of a sudden, nope, I'm going to cut it upfield because the defender slowed down. Or when he trucked that guy that was slowing down so that he didn't hit him hard. And I'm like, dude, that's some Bush League. That's
tackle through the ball carrier this week.
Yeah. And there's a play, I think it was a couple games ago where with the Chiefs, and Mahomes took a huge hit on the sideline. And there were Chiefs fans crying and, oh, I can't believe somebody hit him that hard. And I'm like, that's what he deserves. If you're going to keep trying to extend plays that way, you got to do that to him. And you're right. Put a little bit of fear into him and make him kind of question a little bit who's coming, how quickly are they getting to me? Is Bonito bending around the edge and I'm going to be hit in 2 seconds? That's what you got to do. And for the love of God, can we get a strip fumble? Please. I would love that in this game.
I was just about to say, Carl, as we wrap up, what does Denver need in this game to win? The odds are against them, especially if J.K. Dobbins is very, very likely out. You don't have your best player on defense. We need the takeaways to start happening. I'm going to say this every freaking week until it does. We had one last week. Can we get a 3 turnover game or a plus? That's even better, +3. But just give me 3 turnovers in this game. Denver so far this season has per drive the second lowest takeaway rate in the entire NFL. It's a great defense. You can go mess with Running Backs Don't Matter website. Denver's got one of the top 5 defense. I think number 3 in EPA per play this season. They explode to number 1 when you take away the turnover filter on there because turnovers aren't as predictive for future results. It's good to see what's happened, but they're hard to guarantee going forward. So you're hoping for some positive regression there. And for the per drive stats so far this season, Denver has the second worst turnovers per drive rate in the entire NFL at 0.06. The only team that's worse is the Jets. So they're tied with Washington and New York. But actually, when you go by decimals, it's even worse further down. So let's get some freaking takeaways. Let's just open up that floodgate, and you do that. I mean, the Broncos 2015 defense showed that even if you have literal corpse playing quarterback, you can win some freaking big football games. So that's, I mean, again, if your game plan is we have to win the turnover battle by +3, you're probably cooked. But it'd be good if we could have one of those, because it's been a bit since we had the floodgates open like that.
Yeah, I'll take +1 and feel much better about this game.
Yeah, gosh. It's going to be a tough one. So we won't hear from you again until the game, Carl. Do you have a prediction for the game, the score?
I'm going to continue to trust that this offense is going to get some things figured out. And I know a lot of people down on Bo Nix. I'm still a believer. I even bought some of his cards, got into some auctions and bought some autographed cards of Bo Nix, because I do. I think he's going to get things turned around. And I think this is, everybody in that building recognizes how big of a game this is. I do think that they maybe force a couple turnovers. Special teams, just don't be a negative. And if you can do that, I think we got a really good chance to win this one. I'm going to say Broncos 24, Chiefs 17 in this one. I think they are going to get rattled Mahomes. I think they're going to force a couple bad plays, and this defense is just going to be ready to go. Like they've been hearing all week about how great these Chiefs are on offense. I think they're ready to go show the world. Don't forget about us. And that's the part. Last week against the Raiders, everybody, oh man, that was a horrible game. Not for the defense. Defense, I'm sure, is sitting there going, hey, did you guys forget what we did? Like, we had a great game. And I mean, I know that everybody cares about the offense, but I really do think this is a statement game for the defense, and they'll go out there and live up to the hype.
I was going to say that's a pretty high scoring game considering what we've seen from this Broncos team. I would have assumed less than that.
I'm going to say 24, because I do think this is going to be a good game for RJ Harvey. Chiefs are kind of a middle of the pack run defense. They're not great, not bad. And I think there's a chance you give him enough carries, he's going to have a couple big runs for you in this one. Plus then the receiving ability, I think he's going to be able to make a play or two in the receiving game as well. And I'm hoping, really, really hoping that this can be the Evan Ingram have a big game kind of day. Hasn't had one yet. He and Bo Nix are not on the same page, but I think this might be that week.
Man, I hope so, man. I hope so. Well, we're going to get on out of here. I got to get the kid down. Appreciate everyone coming in today, being civil in the chat. Shout out to, we'll hopefully find out more about J.K. Dobbins' injury soon. Hopefully he doesn't go on IR. He's been your most consistent offensive skill position player by like a lot this season. So going to have to figure some things out if he's going to be missing extended time. I mean, gosh, it's possible, knock on wood, but the foot sprain, we saw it with Kyler Murray, right? Like he was like, oh yeah, maybe back 2 weeks. Nope, not healing. It's like almost like a week by week thing. And then they end up putting him on IR. So like, it's possible we don't see him until the freaking playoffs. I mean, that's true. So we'll see. We'll know more week by week, and we'll know even more tomorrow if he's on IR or not at that point. Shout out to Alex Singleton and his family, and shout out to his wife and the Broncos organization and the doctors, and make sure you guys are doing all your proper cancer screenings. He's younger than you and I, Carl, and because of the random drug test, they were able to find it out. So make sure you're taking care of yourself. You can do everything right, and cancer does not care. So Lord knows I don't do everything right. So, but you better look out. So yeah, shout out to Alex Singleton for all of that as well, and appreciate all the super chats coming in. Papa Bear, Denver Luke a couple times, Cody, our guy Phil, great to see you. Flying Anger Pig, Apple Kid, great to see you. Brad as well. Happy Veterans Day, Brad, and all our veteran listeners here after the fact. Salute to all of you and the sacrifices and work that you guys have done to protect our rights internationally. And just Carl and I are able to sit here on our fat butts and talk football. Dog's sleeping cozy as heck behind me because of the protection that we get and the work that you guys do. So shout out to you all. Appreciate everyone. Any final thoughts, Carl?
No, it's going to be a fun week, hopefully. And hopefully we're all very happy on Monday and see this team, like I said, right there at the top, making teams really, or making the rest of the league take notice of this is a real team that is here to stay. And it's just, like I said, cleaning up some of that stuff, not beating yourself in this game. If they can do that, I think they stand a really good chance of winning this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, make sure you guys are following Carl and I on Twitter. Carl's at Carl Dumler MHH. I'm at Kendell MHH. Also follow us at Mile High Huddle. We're over at facebook.com/Mile High Huddle and facebook.com/Mile High Huddle pod. Go to Apple, Spotify, leave a 5-star rating and review. We appreciate that. And subscribe, like, and share, become a member, all that good stuff over on YouTube. You guys are great. Appreciate the chat today as well. You guys are always the best. Phil, don't make me sad. Justin says, I love you guys at MHH. Well, we love you, Justin. We love you. David coming in too. Good evening. Aloha. Hello, goodbye. Everyone leave a like. Have a great rest of your night, guys. We'll see you again next Tuesday. Kindness and compassion. Summit, say good night. Okay. Peace. Go Broncos.